Threats.
Slap you in the face, you know.
Mate, you've not got what it takes.
Anger.
Don't, sir, don't.
Desperation.
I got no money at all.
What happens when debt
No, do you need me to lose my temper?
tracks you down?
I'm not even playing a penny of it.
Up and down the UK.
No, I didn't ask you to come in.
We see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents.
It's not going to be enough, is it?
They'll take it away. Recent research has shown that falling incomes, coupled with rising childcare costs, have left 6 million working families struggling to make ends meet. Over 2/3 of these families have no money left each month to put aside in savings, leaving them at risk of falling into debt. High Court enforcement agents Gary Ball and Matt Highway are in Great Bar, Birmingham. They're here to recover almost £4,500 owed by a couple for unpaid nursery fees.
Who's next on the hit list then, mate? Next on the list, mate, we've got a Mr. Wesley Regis and Miss Cyrena Cooper, and they owe just over £4,000 to Children's Nursery.
It seems that Mr. Regis and Miss Cooper used to pay for their childcare regularly, but the couple have now fallen behind with their payments.
That's another one of the most popular debts of the time.
One a day so far, isn't it? Nursery fees?
Yeah.
The nursery escalated the case to the High Court, and now the debtors must pay the money they owe in full today. With no answer, Matt goes to check for another entrance. Finding the back door open, he makes peaceful entry.
Hello? Hello there. How are you? Do you want to answer the front door, mate? My colleague wants to speak to you.
Yeah, can I just shut this?
No, that's fine. He's at the front door, he wants to speak to you. We're High Court enforcement agents.
Okay, can I just shut this door then?
There you go.
Yeah, but no,
Okay.
but can I shut this door, please?
You can, yeah, I'll come in and you can shut it.
No, I didn't ask you to come
There
in.
you go, you don't need to ask me, sweet.
Okay, can
All
you
right.
go to the front door then?
Do you want to answer the front door? My colleague's
Yeah,
there.
I'm on my own, so I feel vulnerable right now.
You're very safe, believe me.
Okay. Hello?
Morning, madam. You alright?
Yeah.
Miss Cooper, is it?
Yeah.
So, Miss Cooper, yeah, that's Matthew, I'm Gary. We're here to recover £4,342.58.
I've got 5 children to look after. I've not had no notification whatsoever.
What about Wesley?
He's not here at the moment.
He's not here.
Want to give him a ring and see if he can pay it?
He's got nothing in his pocket either. He's a self-employed.
The writ
barber.
commands us to attend the property today to seize goods to the value of. You understand that?
Yeah, I do
Okay,
understand.
that's what we're here to do.
I do
All right.
understand that.
Is there anybody that can help you with this?
No, we're by ourselves.
With payments looking unlikely, Matt looks around the house for any assets they could seize to offset the debt. While Gary tries to find out more about how the couple got themselves into this situation.
So why wasn't it paid at the time, the nursery fees?
We was paying at the time, but
Yeah.
obviously, I lost my job, so obviously we fell into arrears. She did stop my son from going to nursery, then I had to go and get somebody else to look after it. So obviously, you know, money just didn't.
Just for the one child, was it?
Yeah. There's nothing that I can do. I'm telling you now, I'm brassing myself. I do work, but there is nobody.
What about Wesley? You got anyone else to ask?
There is nobody. There is nobody.
We meet people on a daily basis who are struggling, you know, just to put a meal inside the bellies every day. We do feel for them, but on the other hand, you know, we are working for a person who's owed an amount of money.
The agents have now been in the house for 20 minutes when Serena's partner, Wesley, arrives.
Come on, Wesley, come have a chat, mate.
And he wants answers.
How did you get round the back and come through the back door?
They pushed it,
I opened the gate and walked in through the back door.
They pushed it.
Right? We have had no contact, none whatsoever from yourself.
We sent this letter on the 20th.
No, we've not had none. I'm going to tell you something.
didn't.
I'm going to tell you something. I'll tell you what I have received.
You never.
No,
I'm telling you.
the only people that I received something from are these people here.
Bristol
That's got nothing to do with that.
I know it has got nothing to do with them.
That's council tax.
Yeah, that's council tax. We've had nothing from you.
Yeah, we've had
Nothing.
The letter has been sent.
We've not had no letters. Nothing.
You need to have
I'm gonna phone
then
the police.
or Royal Mail.
Despite the fact that notice has been sent from the claimant, the county court and the High Court enforcement company, Wesley won't accept the authority of the agents and calls the police.
Yeah, I do owe money, but not to these people. They've sent stuff and there's nothing been sent. And right now, it might get physical.
No, it's not going to
Wesley,
get physical.
let's
Don't-
not start
don't
that.
Say that. Don't say that.
Threats, shouting, dancing up and down, all that sort of ritual dance, it doesn't bother me one bit. We've seen it every day of the week. It isn't going to change anything. It just makes things harder for the defendants. We're not going to say, well, because you've raised your voice or called me a name, we're going to go away. That's never going to happen. So it's just pointless.
10 minutes later, the police arrive.
I tell you what the problem is, officer. What's going on? These lot are supposed to have supplied us a letter to try and say there's going to notice for enforcement. We've not received no correspondence.
With Wesley insisting he hasn't received notification of the enforcement, Matt tries to break the stalemate and looks through a pile of paperwork.
Want to give that back, Wesley?
And I've got people going through. Excuse me, don't go through my stuff.
Seriously, I don't want you to get arrested, so please just stop.
Listen, you know what's happened, really and truly? The woman that owns the nursery, right, has also applied their fees on top of the thing there, so she's just adding more money on it. The original debt is only £1,600.
Right.
So how it's reached to £4,000, it's just her adding more.
Wesley, bring it down a minute.
No, I'm not
shouting at you, am I?
I'm going to be like this because it's my freaking
Right,
life, mate.
you carry on
What
like
the hell
this?
do you think?
Or you're
You're
gonna-
asking me to calm down, right? And the whole point where I'm getting cheesed off about, they're asking for money, and I told you can't raise
You can
that.
get it.
How much time do you have to hear it?
You can get as cheesed off as you like.
No, do you need me to lose my temper?
You're going to get arrested then, aren't you? You're going to get arrested then, aren't you?
Exactly. No, but he's irony. In other words, if you want me to bring it down, I'll bring it down. But you ask him not to ask me no fucking stupid questions.
The agents are now faced with a debtor who is losing control. With Wesley at risk of arrest, Matt and Gary will have to use all their tenacity to get this case resolved. Matt Highway and Gary Ball were in Birmingham, chasing over £4,000 owed by a couple, Serena and Wesley, to a children's nursery. Matt made peaceful entry through the back door,
I don't know, I didn't ask you to come in.
There you go, you don't need to ask me to.
and Serena said she couldn't pay.
We're here to recover £4,342.58.
I've got 5 children to look after.
But when her partner, Wesley, arrived, the situation became volatile.
Right now, it might get physical.
No, it's not going to get
Wesley,
physical.
let's
Don't-
not start
don't
that.
say that.
And he called the police.
I'll bring it down, but you ask him not to ask me no fucking stupid questions.
Now, the police have to make Wesley aware that the agents have every right to be in the house to enforce the writ.
Right, as far as they're concerned, they followed their procedures through. If they have an address that they're ordered to check by the courts, then that's where they will go, okay?
Yeah, but listen,
I
hold
understand.
on. There's a dispute right about now, and they can't prove it.
So, how do we resolve this here and now? That's what needs to
Really and
happen.
truly, what needs to come on from here and now, right, is for these lot to come out of this address, to go and follow their procedures, to get everything back in line. At the end of the day, I'm going to tell you where it is.
But even with the police present, Wesley won't back down. Matt steps in.
Let's
You
move
are
this
in
along a little bit.
the wrong.
We're going round and round in circles. Well, raise some money and let's see if we can get it resolved. I find the best way to deal with these situations is to keep as calm as possible. It's very difficult to be angry with somebody that's not reflecting that anger back to you. And it's a skill I learned many years ago in security. The calmer you keep the situation, the better the outcome's going to be.
Realising that the agents aren't going to go away, Wesley finally starts to cooperate.
They say that you'll get 500 quid today.
I don't think that's going to be enough,
Well,
mate.
put it towards them.
Okay.
No venture, no gain.
Now, what the client would normally say is half the outstanding amount.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
You can go to the creditors and say, look, they don't have much, but what we need to do is give you £500 now, make you go off your way, and we can go and live our lives, sort out everything that we need to do.
I'd love to get this
But
resolved.
then the whole fact is, no venture, no gain.
Okay.
Wesley, how much, weekly or monthly, can we afford to offer the nursery?
I'm just putting and get one a week.
100 a week, so 400 a month. Right, I'll give the office a call.
Gary calls the office to see whether a £500 down payment, together with a payment plan, is acceptable to the claimant.
Hi, can you have a look at a case for us, mate? Yeah, it's Wesley Regis. Yep. That's right. Yeah, got an offer, mate. We've been here quite some time now. The defendant, Wesley, is self-employed. The mother, she's got 5 kids. They're offering £500 today. Okay, yeah. And £100 per week going forward. All right, buddy. Thanks, Michael. Cheers, bud.
The claimant has accepted the offer. Gary goes to tell Serena and Wesley the good news.
They've contacted the nursery. The nursery has come back with £500 will be accepted today.
will?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Don't contact us.
No, not for 500.
I think with any enforcement visit, we have that jumping up and down, the shouting and screaming. You know, it's testament to the fact that we don't take that personally, that very often we leave the enforcement visit on good terms, shaking hands, sometimes laughing and joking. We take no pleasure from upsetting people, we take no pleasure from, you know, leaving enemies left, right and centre. But we'd much rather get the matter dealt with and leave as friends.
Wesley has paid the £500 and the agents get him to sign a controlled goods agreement.
We've got a list of goods in the property that we're going to secure the debt against. Does that make sense so far, yeah? All right, so it's an agreement between you and us and the claimant that you're going to pay the £100 a week going forward, OK?
If Wesley doesn't stick to his repayment plan, any assets listed on the agreement will be seized.
So I got off on the wrong foot, Wesley, but nice meeting you. Sorry about the circumstances.
No,
All right, mate.
I'll get on my phone.
OK, thanks very much.
It's been a good result for the agents.
That's another day gone.
That morning went quick, didn't it?
In the UK, adults aged under 35 are coming under increasing financial pressure. In a recent study, almost 50% are concerned about their financial future, and over a quarter of young adults admit that they've never learnt to manage their money. "6 a.m. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Droylsden, Manchester.
Beautiful day.
They're on their way to recover a debt of just over £1,500, owed by Katie Allen for unpaid parking fines.
Can you enlighten me on where we're going?
We are going to visit a Miss Katie Allen. She's got an outstanding balance of £1,691.
Miss Allen received the fines after repeatedly leaving her car in the same car park without displaying a ticket. Now the agents have a writ to collect payment in full or seize goods to offset the debt.
Hello? I'm after Katie. Yeah.
I got enforcement.
Right, are you able to get her on the phone?
Are you able to go up?
That's the sandwich first.
Right, okay.
Katie! Katie! Where is she? She's left for work, honestly.
Right.
Tell me about it.
No, we need to speak to her. So you need to try and get her on the phone. Someone needs to ring her.
Miss Allen received the fines after repeatedly leaving her car in the same car park without displaying a ticket.
Go upstairs and get dressed if you want, it's not a problem. We'll go in there.
Here you go.
Hiya, Katie, is it? Hi, Katie. We're High Court enforcement agents from Direct Collection Bailiffs Limited. It's regarding an outstanding balance, Katie. Yeah, so what's happening about this payment? Because you have had a letter about it.
I know we got a letter the other week, so we had to ring it, but
Yeah.
I paid something.
Right, well, you need to see what you can do to try and raise some funds now, because we're here now to take control of goods unless the balance is paid. 1,691.71 pence. You need to see what you can do to try and pay it today.
Well, I haven't got a pen to try again.
No.
I haven't got any money.
How much is it?
£1,691.
For
It's
Parking. Looks like parking.
Yeah, parking.
parking fines. For God's sake.
It's clear that Katie's mother was unaware of her daughter's situation. Stuart tries to find out more about how the debt arose.
Where's the parking from?
Just outside where we used to work.
Yeah.
We used to go out on a Friday, but there was no option to pay after 12.
Yeah.
Just go every Saturday morning and have a ticket.
Yeah. No.
That's now what you can do when I've got money, no one to pay it, is it?
I don't know why the younger generation think it's fine to run up debt and not to pay it. I mean, if this is the way we're heading, then society's in for a big surprise. I was brought up that if you have debt, you pay it. You pay your debts first, actually, and whatever's left over is then for you to spend. But that seems to have gone out the window.
The agents have been in the house for 15 minutes. Katie hasn't made an offer of payment, and now the whole family is getting involved.
Simple, but he didn't understand it.
I'm not burying my head in the sand, Dad. Am I?
Yes.
I've had one letter, which was 2 weeks ago. I've not had any money since.
And you just ignore
Yeah, it's no point ringing and saying I've got no money.
That was about 150 quid parking ban. It's about 700-800 quid now.
There's nothing I can do about it.
What do you clear when you take home?
What do I?
What do you take home?
I take about just under 1,200 home. I've got direct debit.
Plus, you know everybody.
Don't know everybody at all. Why you are?
Your own dad.
Apart from you used to.
Well, I've got no dosh. I never did.
What can I do about it, Dad? I can't magic money.
It's not nice doing this.
I know it's not, Mum. I don't even know what to
I don't
say.
know one penny in my life. Ever.
Well, look at you.
It's not looking at me. It's parking fine. And it's got to this amount of money.
It's not too bad.
Well, how many is it? Couple of parking tickets. 3 parking tickets. 4, maybe 5. 1,600. Is that what it is now? Yeah.
I think the biggest problem with debt is it doesn't care about your family, it doesn't care about you, it doesn't care the situation you got yourself into. It can bring families together, it can rip families apart, but we are there to make them realise that it's either now or never. They need to either raise payment or we'll have to take control of goods.
With tensions growing in the family, Stuart needs to get this case resolved as quickly as possible. He turns his attention to Katie's car.
Well, the vehicle will be seized, you see, so we'll have to take control of that as well. Have you got the keys for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be able to. Can we take control of them, wherever they are?
You know, I don't reading pennies.
I'll be honest, we're seeing it quite a lot at the moment.
Oh, a penny to me.
No, we.
All comes out of the bank. Every month.
Yeah, different generation, isn't it? That's the thing. Whereabouts is it? Is it on the front?
So when we get to work now.
Stuart goes out to check over Katie's car.
I didn't expect her to give me the keys so easily, but why would you ignore a parking debt? She knows about this debt. She ignored it. That's why we're here. Should have nipped it in the bud instead of ignoring it until we come on the door today. But that's how people deal with it, isn't it? They try and hold their heads in the sand, and then when it comes face to face with them, they just can't deal with it. 110,000 miles.
At auction, the car would cover about a quarter of the £1,500 Katie owes. But the prospect of seeing her daughter lose her car has prompted Katie's mum to act.
I'll give you some. I can only give you my bill money that's coming out at the beginning of the month.
How much could you get today? About 800.
You better pay her back if she puts any money up.
Mum, Dad, she knows I'll pay it back. I shouldn't be offering to pay it.
Katie's mother has offered half the debt as a down payment. But the agents need to set up a payment plan to settle the balance.
Will have to be £300 a month.
£300 a month.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Well, I'll have to do that then.
Yeah.
Katie now has 3 months to pay off the balance. But if she defaults, her car is at risk.
What we'll do is we'll secure the goods so you can still keep your car and everything like that. But in 3 months, if it's not clear, then we will have to come back and we will remove it.
Katie's mother makes the £800 down payment.
There's your keys back anyway. At least you get you to work and everything like that.
But now, with most of Katie's wages going toward paying off the debt, she may have to reassess her future.
But going to Portugal in June and I'm going to have no spending money now.
No.
£300 a month.
Right. Alright guys, we'll leave you to it anyway.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you later, mate. Take it easy. How can you put that on your parents and then say, oh, I'm going on holiday in 4 weeks' time to Portugal. I've got no money for Portugal.
Priorities is a bit wrong. She's more concerned about paying for holiday than paying her debt. And now her mum and dad has to pay it. The mind boggles.
The mind boggles, and I feel really sorry for the parents because they shouldn't be paying it.
Yeah.
Stuart and Vic have had to deal with a stressful family feud. But in Gary and Matt's next case, they meet an obstructive debtor.
Oh, you can't touch it as well. I can touch anything in here.
Who'll do anything to avoid paying up.
Can you? I'm not owning the business. Oh, okay. Do you think we were born yesterday?
Research has revealed that more and more Britons are in denial about their debts. A third admit they can't face the reality of how much they owe. More than 40% realise they had a debt problem only after being pursued by creditors. It's 8:30 p.m. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Dudley, West Midlands, seeking to recover £1,600 owed to a car hire company.
Where's next then, mate?
We're going to see Mr. Maqsood Ahmed. That's £1,676.69.
But this isn't the first time the agents have tried to enforce this writ against Mr. Ahmed.
So this is a third address for this chap, and they've been given the runaround for about 4 weeks now. Hopefully finally we'll catch up with him and get this settled.
This time the agents have come to a business address for Mr. Ahmed. It's a takeaway, and as it's peak trading hour, Matt and Gary are hoping to finally find him and get this case resolved once and for all.
Hello there, how are you?
Hi, mate.
How you doing, mate? Looking for Mr. Maqsood Ahmed.
Oh, Mr. Maqsood Ahmed, yeah.
Well, High Court enforcement agent, sir.
Oh, Mr. Maqsood Ahmed.
Him. He's not here, no?
But Gary has seen a photograph of the debtor and thinks he's spotted him.
Oh, there he is. Hello, sir. How are you? Just explain who I am again, I'm sure you already know. My name's Mr. Highway, sir. High Court enforcement agent. Yeah. You okay? So we're to collect... no, we can't go outside, no, sir. We're to collect a balance of £1,676.69, sir.
I'll be honest with you, I want to pay. What happened was, who I worked for, he never paid me. He told me he's going to pay me on the 10th. I'm still waiting for him.
Right.
Still waiting for him.
Yeah.
And he's going to pay me £1,400, and I want to do it in one go anyway, because I want to clear it off. I don't want to take the stress.
Right.
I'll be honest with you,
Why don't you make the calls and get that organised now?
I can't organise from nowhere.
All the stress will disappear then, won't it?
I got 80 quid in my pocket.
It's not going to be enough, is it? You owe 16, don't you?
With payments looking unlikely, the agent's only choice is to remove assets from the takeaway to offset the debt.
Well, let me tell you what the situation is, okay? We're either going to be collecting payments or seizing goods to the value of. That's what we're to do.
Yeah, I'm working here. There's a guy asking.
Mr. Ahmed now claims that he's only an employee, and the man the agents first met owns the takeaway. But Gary is suspicious and looks around for any paperwork.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me, sir. You don't have to tell me.
But Mr. Ahmed is becoming agitated.
No, you can't touch it as well.
I can touch anything in here, so yeah, I can.
You can't touch it.
Yes, you can, sir. And it's offence to obstruct him. If you obstruct him, I'll call police.
Move back. Move back now.
No, you can't give
yes,
me
I
like
can.
that.
Move
You can't
back.
give me like that. I'm
Move
standing
back.
here.
Right. Don't obstruct my colleague when he's doing his job.
Yeah,
all
he's
right?
doing the job. No, but you can't give me the argument.
I've no issue with you standing watching him. You can do that. That's your prerogative. But you're not obstructing him.
But then Gary makes an important discovery.
Gas bill? Not yours, no?
Sorry? Nah.
Do you pay the gas bill as a worker here?
No.
No, you don't?
No. That, if you can check it out with the British gas, that's nothing to do with me.
Well, it's got your name on.
Oh, I don't know.
And it's got this address. Maqsood Ahmed.
But you got
Trading Gas Mamas. This is Mamas, yeah?
The gas bill is evidence that Mr. Ahmed does own the takeaway after all, but he's not backing down.
You're not going to find anything at all on my name.
Well, we just have. It's got in his hand there, look.
Oh, that's not proof as well.
Well, it is.
I'll tell you
It is. Okay.
I'm not owning the business.
Oh, okay. Do you think we were born yesterday?
No.
No. Do you think this is our first day on the job?
That's right, I'm coming out.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Quite often, a defendant will use any excuse under the sun, and even when we show them completely irrefutable evidence that they are the person we're looking for and that we are in the right place, they'll still deny it. It's the last line of defence that they've got. We're there, we stood in your place, about to remove goods. The only thing he's got available to him is, it's not me.
The agents have now been at the takeaway for half an hour. With the debtor, Mr. Ahmed, gone, and with evidence to show that this is his business, the agent's only option is to remove goods in his absence. But Mr. Ahmed's colleague insists that he is the owner of the takeaway.
On the business,
if hiring Just Eat now, hiring Just Eat's, the contractors for it. They'll ask for my name and my bank details, and it's going to be mine.
Why is he paying your electric bill then?
Second.
Why is he paying the electric bill for this place?
Who's paying the electric bill? Nobody's paying the
Maqsood is?
He's not paying no bill.
Why is his name on the bill then?
I don't know, he hasn't paid no bill.
Maqsood? Electric? It's not an electric bill. It's not an electric bill for this place.
I don't know why his name
don't know?
is there. I don't know why he's there.
Well, you're the boss of this place, aren't you?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Okay, so you'd not obviously know that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Despite the man's protests, The agents continue their inventory. But then Mr. Ahmed returns.
I've got no money at all.
Right.
I'll be honest
Well,
with
you need to give somebody a call that can help you.
Yeah, I've tried. I've been to a couple of people now. I'll be honest with you, nobody at the moment.
Make the calls. Let's get this sorted. Let's get it done.
Yeah,
right?
that's what
I don't want to be organising a van.
I'm just gonna go one place to see if I can gain something up.
Let's sort out before the bill goes up, before this business gets disrupted. Let you find what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh, I just go out twice.
Thank you, Maxine.
It seems that the prospect of the business being put at risk has prompted Mr. Ahmed to try and raise some cash.
The High Court writ tells me to go and seize the goods of the defendant. It puts us in a strong position. It puts us in that position of, we've really got that bargaining tool there to say, well, we're here for the money. If we don't get the money, then we're going to be moving goods.
Just over an hour later,
Maxine,
Mr. Ahmed comes back to the shop.
Is that 500, yeah?
It seems he's managed to raise some money after all.
When's the rest of them get paid?
I'm gonna pay you on the 10th.
You're going to pay the balance on the 10th?
I can't pay you full balance on the 10th.
Right. So £500 on the 10th, 676 on the 10th of the 5th.
Matt takes a £500 down payment and sets up a payment plan to offset the balance.
Can I have a receipt for that?
Right, that is your receipt. That is your receipt. So what was this for? What was the money for?
There's a more dispute with them anyway.
Yeah.
Because I was renting the van from them.
Yeah.
The van hit on the shutter. You know,
So it's damaged to the van?
No damage at all on the van. They tried to charge me the excess for the damage.
Right.
Which one the fucking no damage at all? I'm gonna fucking deal with that bastard.
You take care, okay? Thank you, Mr. Allen. Thank you. Good night, mate. Cheers. Well, result of sorts.
The case is resolved for now, but if Mr. Ahmed defaults on his payments, the agents will be back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gone 11 o'clock now in the evening. We're not going to give up. We're not just going to, walk in and then, when we're asked to leave, we're going to leave. We're going to stay there till the bitter end. And 4 hours later, we've managed to get some money out of him and an arrangement. So it's fairly good in the end.
The number of self-employed workers in the UK has risen by almost a quarter since 2008, and now stands at nearly 4.8 million. However, research has shown that over half of self-employed people owe, on average, 35% more in personal debt than those who are in full-time employment. It's 7 a.m. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are on their way to Carnforth, Lancashire, to recover almost £3,500 owed by the owner of a garage.
Who are we after, anyway?
Chris Fernley.
How much does Mr. Fernley owe?
£3,418.
Mr. Fernley owes the money to a customer. He sold them a car, which was returned. Mr. Fernley then didn't pay them a refund.
And it's a garage, isn't it? Button Moon Motors.
Button Moon Motors.
It's a nice little industrial estate, though.
It's not bad at all. Shall we park just before his unit and walk up the little...
Yeah, why not? So why don't we just park here?
If Mr. Fernley can't or won't pay today, the agents can seize assets from the garage, including vehicles, to offset the debt.
Hi, mate, you alright? Ratty Chris. Rate control, mate, for £3,419.
Supposed to let people know when you were coming.
Yeah, we have.
Send notices.
Yeah, a letter's been sent, or else we wouldn't be here, you see.
No letters come in.
Right, okay. Well, it doesn't change the situation that we're here today. The payment has to be made. Chris, we're here to remove goods. Simple as that, really.
£500 on me and that's it.
Just gonna have to do more than that, mate.
We can obviously give you some time, like, to try and raise some funds. Debit card or bank transfer would be the options. Or cash.
Small place for £2.5 this morning. If you'd have said something to me. Yeah, well, I've been to pay my bill and get that.
Well, you haven't paid this bill, so that's why we're here now.
Mr. Fernley's £500 offer is not enough, so Vic sets a deadline.
So we can give you 20 minutes. If you want to ring around, see if someone can help you.
I don't have any best mates round here. I'm a loner.
They don't have to be around here. Someone can make a payment over the phone.
No, I don't know anybody else.
Okay.
With Mr. Fernley seemingly unable to increase his £500 offer, Stuart turns his attention to the white Astra parked outside.
What about the vehicle?
Wait, that's customers that put that for MOT this morning.
Have you? Right, okay. Have you any documentation for it?
I've done that.
So,
Customer seemed pretty fair.
But Stuart is suspicious. He goes to search the car. He finds a letter from the local city council addressed to the debtor.
customer's car, but that was in the glove box.
With his dog and paperwork in the glove box. What does he think? We just started this job yesterday.
Yeah, I think got Margaret in her forehead. He said straight away that the car isn't his, it's a customer's, but there's a letter in there from Lancaster City Council from the 20th of the 10th, which is about 3 weeks ago. I don't know why you'd have that in there if it was a customer's car. I mean, if it's a customer's car, you take it to MOT, bring it back. You don't jolly around in it for 3 weeks.
The agents go to confront Mr. Fernley.
Right. This documentation and vehicle with your name on it, sir. Well, do you think we do this? Do you think this is the first time we do this job?
What documentation with my name on it?
With your
In the
address?
glove box.
Eh?
In the glove box from Lancaster City Council with your home address on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, I'll show you, because that might be easier.
Yeah, it's got my name and address. It's a good box, Dan.
Yeah. There's the documentation there with your details on it.
Yeah.
You said you've just taken this for an MOT. Yeah, you've just taken this to an MOT.
Universal credit.
Yeah.
I had to take that into council.
Yeah.
Which I have done to prove that I got my universal credit.
Yeah.
Which is what I have done.
Yeah.
Right. Can you prove this vehicle is not yours?
I don't have any documentation.
Okay, then it will go.
With no proof that the car doesn't belong to the debtor, Stuart clamps it. But then, Mr. Fernley makes a surprising offer.
I can sell a load of gold tomorrow.
Where's the gold?
Used to have an antique shop.
The case has taken an unexpected turn. But will Mr. Fernley's stash of gold be enough to cover the almost £3,500 Stuart and Vic came for? Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor were in Carnforth, Lancashire, to recover almost £3,500 owed by a garage owner to a dissatisfied customer.
Right, let's go.
Debtor Chris Fernley said he couldn't pay.
500 quid on it, that's it.
So the agents started to look for assets.
What about the vehicle?
Wait, those customers have put that for MOT this morning.
But Stuart was suspicious
Customer's car, but that was in the glove box.
and found evidence to the contrary.
This documentation and vehicle with your name on it, sir. Well, do you think we do this? Do you think this is the first time we do this job?
What documentation with my name on it?
With
In the
your
glove
address?
box.
Stuart clamped the car. But then Mr. Fernley surprised the agents.
I can sell a load of gold tomorrow.
Where's the gold?
Now Vic needs to assess the value of the gold to see whether it's enough to settle the debt for good.
Sovereigns. They do £2.90 a piece.
290 a piece.
Yeah.
290 a piece. So that's 300. Say 300 pounds a piece.
Yeah.
How many have you got?
1, 2, 3 there.
Can I have a look at it?
That's gold. It's 9 carat. Yeah, it's 9 carat gold. Believe me, when I go weigh that in tomorrow, I'll get 5 for that.
5 grand.
Yeah.
It seems that the value of the gold might cover the £3,400 Mr. Fernley owes. But there's a problem.
Where does that have to go?
The dealer in Kendal.
That's not
He's
too far
only
from
there- No,
here.
he's only there on Friday.
It seems Mr. Fernley can't sell the gold to the dealer until the following day. The agents could seize the gold themselves, but would prefer to be paid in cash.
When we get offered gold, 9 times out of 10, most people's eyes would light up, but at the end of the day, we would rather deal in cash than deal in gold, jewellery, or anything like that, because it just puts the bill up. We've got to store it for 7 days, it's then got to get sold at public auction. It might not even get the amount depending on the prices. Gold goes up and down every 5 minutes.
Unwilling to take the gold, Vic gives Mr. Fernley one last chance to pay.
Okay, well listen, we need to balance today. I'm leaving it with you. I'm leaving that sword with you.
But then, Mr. Fernley decides to call a friend to see whether he can raise some funds using his gold as collateral.
He hasn't got money. He hasn't got anything. And then he pulls a bag out with it's on this. He pulls a bag out with a tray of gold rings in it. Bizarre. Eh?
What's happening?
Get it.
Is it cash?
Yeah.
Cash.
Cash.
Okay.
Mr. Fernley's friend has offered to pay the almost £3,500 he owes today, but he needs to leave the garage to go and collect it.
Do you know how long roughly you'll be, mate? Just so...
We half an hour there, half an hour back. No, if you want to follow me.
We can wait here. It's not going to be long.
Let's go 10 to 12. Sleep it back by 1 o'clock. I'll be see you in an hour.
Mr. Fernley has left the gold in his office as security. But with the agents not knowing its true value at auction, they decide to trust their professional instincts.
It's very hard to trust a defendant when they say, look, I'm leaving now and I'll be back shortly. Do we trust them? Do we believe them? The main worry we've got is when a defendant disappears is, how are we going to get in contact with them again? Are we going to get this matter resolved or not? How are we going to get this issue resolved if they don't come back? I'll wait here and keep warm.
90 minutes later, Mr. Fernley still hasn't returned to the garage. Vic gets him on the phone.
Mr. Fernley? Yes, are you on your way back? Well, how long are you going to be, sir? Oh, okay. Thank you. 2 minutes.
There he is. That's him. Oh. Hello, sir. Your phone's been ringing a few times, so you've got customers waiting.
The agent's gamble has paid off. Mr. Fernley has returned with enough cash to pay off his £3,500 debt in full.
So there's 3,000. It's 420 here. That's your cash receipt for you.
What's it regarding, Chris? I know.
I sold the car
Yeah.
to somebody else, not me.
Oh,
Nothing
right.
to do with me.
Yeah.
I was a middleman.
Yeah.
Then I did the repairs on it.
Yeah.
Then that lemon turned around and said he didn't want it.
Yeah.
And he wanted money back.
Yeah.
So these people that were selling the car lived in Spain.
Yeah.
So I rang them up, said, you don't want it. You want your money back.
Yeah.
They said, well, we're not paying.
No. So you've been lumbered with it.
The case has been resolved.
Right, we'll leave you to it. Take it easy. See you later.
See you later. That's why they call us the A-team.
That's exactly right, brother. Worth the wait?
Yeah.
You Can't Pee will take it away as back same time next Wednesday. Eamon and Ruth are looking for the best ways to combat that 7-year itch. New tomorrow night at 9, and some hot, sexy roleplay seems to be one answer. Next night, born with a rare complication and a slim chance of survival, we hear the remarkable story of Noah, the boy with no brain.
The number of tenants falling behind on their rent has more than doubled, according to a leading debt charity. The Money Advice Trust says that over half of all the calls they receive are about rent arrears, and that missed payments are now the fastest growing debt problem in the UK.
Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner are enforcement officers. Their patch covers the busy southeast region of England. They're part of an elite group whose sole aim is to hunt down debts from those who can't pay.
We've got 2 weeks to move it.
There is no notice given.
And those who won't pay.
And the law never said this one. Even if it's this law, this is cruel law.
The law is the law and we're here to enforce it.
With the authority of the High Court, they have more power than bailiffs and repo men. Not only can they take your possessions, they can also evict you from your house if you don't pay on time.
Contact me if there's a problem. Won't be a problem. The first indication to them that there's a problem is when we knock on the door. Until then, the situation has been letters which they can ignore and lie unopened on the post shelf, if you like, or they don't take the phone calls. So they think it's all gone away until we turn up.
It's late afternoon in the week before Christmas. Paul and Steve are on their way to repossess a house in London's East End. They're evicting a family from their rented home after they ignored the end of their lease. That was 6 months ago. What's more, they still owe over £3,000 in rent.
Oh, it looks dry, it looks like rain.
But with Paul and Steve's arrival, their time is definitely up.
I don't know, it looks quite nice over here, look. Nice little doll's houses. Oh, it's this one in the corner. I remember looking on Google Earth and there's someone in.
The sheriff's aim is to get them out in 2 hours, but sometimes it's not that straightforward.
Someone in the kitchen.
Come in.
Hi, is this your name?
No.
Well, the situation is that we have come to repossess the property.
Okay.
So you have to go.
We can't. They just went to the house.
The man is a relative of the female tenant on the writ. She's not at home.
We have a repossession to take the property back today.
I don't know why you're saying coming with a letter saying that we need to move.
Yes.
No one being to court telling us everything.
For our visit today, you would not be told.
For your visit?
Yeah, you would not be told about us.
We didn't even have a letter saying that we need to leave. We were talking like, didn't give a date when we gotta leave, so doesn't make sense to me, you know?
The eviction is not easy.
It says here nobody turned up at the county court.
The court said nobody turned up.
Yeah.
We didn't even have the letter. That's what I'm saying.
But there's two or three sets of paperwork served. The county court post out a letter, and the landlord serves a notice, and you're saying you've never heard anything at all about it. So all these landlords are obviously lying, and the county court's not sending the notices out, or, and I heaven forbid this thought, that the tenant could be lying, and they have had the notices, and they've chosen to ignore it. I know that sounds really unlikely, but I am led to believe that possibility could be the case.
As High Court enforcement officers, Paul and Steve can break into the property, but they're choosing negotiation over brute force. With the man denying all knowledge of the eviction, they're hoping the landlord's agents can help them out.
Why are they being evicted? Is it rent arrears or something? Is it an end-of-term tenancy then? They've come to the end of the tenancy.
For enforcement officers, time is money, and they want to get the family out before nightfall.
Thanks very much. I'd never have believed that. They were served the eviction notices 6 months ago, and the agents have been in constant contact with them, and they've just refused to go. Oh, it's just amazing.
Armed with more information, Paul decides to apply more pressure on the tenants.
I've just spoken to the agent. He said the end of tenancy notices was served 6 months ago. So they gave you 2 months, or gave the lady 2 months' notice 6 months ago. So she should have moved out 4 months ago. We're going to have to leave today.
We get a kid living here, you're telling us where we're going to go?
How many children are here?
Yeah.
Two. How old is the smaller one?
7.
7.
With children inside, it's not good news. It puts an entirely different complexion on this job.
When there's children involved, it's more distressing because the children absolutely have no idea what we are. We're just coming in and taking them out of their home.
Only the council can help.
It's a High Court repossession order, so it's immediate. They've had plenty of warning, but what I am concerned is when the mother gets home here, and we are waiting for her, is that we have no choice on the eviction aspect, is we wanted to make contact with you early so that we can put into motion whatever emergency housing arrangements you have in these circumstances.
Minutes later, Steve returns to the house. Despite the children inside, it's the final warning.
We've actually spoken to the council and the eviction is actually going to take place today. So what you really would be a really, really good idea is if you could get some clothes and things together for the kids for a couple of days until it can be sorted out.
I can't do this. It's not my house.
No.
It's not my house. If you can wait, you're going to wait first. She's going to come and we're going to do it.
Yeah, but we can't wait 2 or 3 hours.
I can't let you in, man.
It's a freezing cold night, and there are 2 children in the house, and they're going to creep away and sleep in a cardboard box for the night. That's probably not the best idea.
It's early evening, in the week before Christmas. High Court enforcement officers Paul Bowhill and Steve Pinner are dealing with a problematic house repossession in London's East End.
You would not be told about us.
We don't even have a letter saying that we need to leave.
The family who live here should have left 6 months ago when their tenancy expired.
How old is the smaller one?
7.
7.
There's children inside, and their mother, who's the main tenant, still hasn't turned up, but the eviction is going to happen.
Has she contacted you yet?
Yeah,
she contacted me. She said she's on her way.
But she's going to be about 2 or 3 hours.
No good.
So we can just wait.
Listen, it's really quite simple.
Yeah.
And if I can give you the bad news, is that within half an hour we will call the police. If we have to, we'll break into the property, and it'll upset the children and all the things that go with it. But the eviction will take place.
With every passing minute, it's more difficult to evict the family tonight as planned. They'll have nowhere to go. The sheriffs need to act fast. Paul and Steve start their paperwork, but the family are still inside and have bolted the front door.
Can you open up?
Could you open the door for us, please? Pardon? Yeah, great. That's great.
What's he say?
He's called the police.
That's good. We don't have a problem with that.
Paul calls the relatives' bluff and phones the police himself.
The occupants are aware of why we're here. We've been in touch with the council and sent them an email of the High Court warrant that we hold. The people who are in the house are not giving us access. He said he's called the police, which is why I'm making this call. We're going to do the eviction now. We've told the council they're aware of all of that, and they're going to sort out emergency accommodation for them. So we've done as much as we want to do, and we just want to be packed up and gone. OK, that's your start. Thank you very much. Okay, bye. OK, they're too busy to come. If you don't open the door, you'll smash the glass. You haven't called the police, we have. So we're going to break the glass. Just open the door. I've called the police and they said they've got no record of your call. I'm going to give you 2 minutes and break the glass. It is the last straw, yeah, so we'll break in now. And I don't like to do that with kids in the house, but there's no option.
Talking the family out has failed. Brute force is now the only choice.
I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, you sorry, man. It's nothing against the way this is.
No, if you'd have done as we'd asked, this would have all been totally unnecessary.
The use of a crowbar has secured the sheriff's entry. They change the locks and begin the repossession of the property. Half an hour later, the female tenant they've been waiting for comes home.
Sorry, we have a High Court warrant.
I'm not receiving nothing.
Pardon?
I'm not receiving nothing. What can I do now?
This has been going on for months.
No!
I'm
Give
sorry.
me the letter.
Right, that's dated the 3rd of December, to give possession of the house on or before the 11th
I
of
received the
December.
letter 14.
But you didn't go to court.
I said I received the letter Saturday.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't make the laws, I only enforce them.
The landlord's agent has also arrived at the property.
You guys had fair warning about this. You knew about this. You guys didn't respect the notices that we gave you.
No, I said to you, no, don't talk about
No, don't raise your voice at me.
we never receive any notice.
Any notice? If I do receive
We hand-delivered the notice.
When?
And?
To
who?
you.
We never been to court.
Yeah.
Can I stop you there? This is wasting time.
With the mounting pressure to leave, the tenants give in. It's taken the sheriffs 4 hours to get them out. As there are children, the family will receive emergency council accommodation. It's now well into the night, but the eviction is finally over.
If you're honest. They had nice furniture. There was a massive 60-inch TV in the lounge, another 60-inch TV in the conservatory. Then just the one bedroom on the ground floor had another massive TV as well mounted to the wall. And it didn't seem that these people were struggling financially at all. It seemed that they really lived a good life in there, considering that they couldn't afford to pay their rent.
Getting the rent arrears was not on the sheriff's High Court writ, and even though they owe money, the family will still be allowed to collect their remaining possessions within 7 days.
Okay, done and dusted. At last.
But this job has affected Paul more than most.
We've put an immigrant family out on the streets 2 or 3 days before Christmas. They hadn't even got their Christmas tree up, so there'll be no presents, nowhere to go, pissing down with rain. They're really unhappy. How can that be a good result?
An estimated 7 million people use high-cost credit in order to cover income shortfalls or meet unexpected expenditures. Many low-income households have no savings, borrowing against their assets to cope.
As more and more people get into debt, it's not just homes that are at risk of repossession. Our cars are valuable targets too, and they're even easier to seize. Mike Allenby and Terry Jones are the men who repossess your motor when the finance company want their money back.
Got a few repos, and we've looked at already.
Got a couple of new ones in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They reclaim cars across the northwest of England. When times are good, they recover up to 6 motors a day, 6 days a week.
Good chance this will be, you know.
Yeah.
I reckon.
This morning, they're en route to repossess a people carrier that's been used as security on a loan. The debtor has missed repayments and is now hundreds of pounds in arrears.
The difficulty with these sort of jobs, especially when the asset is a vehicle, the vehicle is used every day.
Yeah.
They got to work like everybody else, so you've only got like a window of opportunity, haven't you?
Yeah. A lot of people work during the day. They get up early and they go to work in the car. So obviously we have to get up before they do, get to the property, try and find the car before they head off.
Hey?
There it is.
That's it. Hey, love, I've got a repossession order for the vehicle.
You're joking, I've just come out of hospital yesterday.
Have you?
Yeah, is there any chance I can phone them later?
Well, not while we're here, there isn't, love. I've got 3 options.
Yeah.
You can either make a payment, which, if you knocked on my door this time in the morning, I couldn't do.
Yeah.
2, I can take the car and put it in our pound and give you a couple of days to sort it out. Or, if you refuse to, I've just got to take the car down.
Oh, I need my car to take my kids to school. I've been in hospital for the past month and I came out yesterday. The only money I've got on me is £20 cash.
No.
So what am I going to do? It's 7 o'clock in the morning.
If there was any other way I could help you, I would, though.
Right, if I give you the keys,
Yes?
I find something, how do I know I'm going to get the car back?
I understand, love. I understand. If you give us the keys, I'll find out what the outstanding is and I'll put my contact details on it so you have a point of contact and a face you know.
Will you come in a minute?
No, I can... I tell you what, if my colleague can come in with me, I will come in. It's not common practice to do that, but she was in a distressed state. We needed to make sure that she was okay.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
It's all right. We've got kids ourselves still.
Calm down, love. It's okay.
It says repo, but it means if you said to me now, Mike, here's £500, go away, I'd be gone. There is...
I'll definitely be getting the car back.
I promise I'll bring your car back, though. Okay? This particular time there was small children, 2 babies, in the other room. She said, do you mind if I go and feed the babies? She got the bottles and she went and fed the babies. It's not a problem at all. You know, I'm not there to be horrible. First thing you need to do is ring them up at 9 o'clock, explain the situation, make sure you explain the situation properly to them.
You're too young to be a bailiff, man.
That's the nicest thing anyone's said. Look, I've been where you are, though. I really have. I know exactly what it feels like to be in debt. It's just not a nice place to be. You've no idea. You dread letters coming through the door. You dread knocks on the door. I mean, I was... when I lost everything, I was in a hell of a place. You've got my number,
All right,
okay?
very
If you have any difficulties, you give me a call, okay, and I'll sort it out.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
The car will be stored overnight, while the owner tries to find the cash to pay. But for now, she'll need another way to get the kids to school.
It's not very often we've seen that distressed, is it? It's not nice, is it, mate?
It's not very nice, that's why you try and do it as pleasantly as possible.
Just feel like giving him a big hug, don't you? Saying, don't worry, love, it's going to be all right.
Sometimes I could do with the hug as well, not a few though.
Hey, you couldn't afford my hugs, mate.
If I won the lottery, I'd still do this job. I really would. I would take the car and then hand them a set of keys and say, there you go, mate, there's a new car for you.
Fair play to you, mate.
It's the following day. The owner of the car hasn't called.
I was hoping to take the vehicle back, but the instruction from the finance company is that it's got to go to auction. Of course, I'd have preferred to take the car back to her, but at the end of the day, our job is to find the assets that people are putting up for loans and resolving the situation.
In a few days, it will go under the auction hammer. Unless the owner acts fast, it'll be the last she sees of it. Back in the southeast, Paul and Steve's next job is taking them to Essex. They have a warrant to reclaim rent arrears from a father and son who are the tenants of a country house. They both signed the tenancy agreement in 2012, but they haven't paid rent for over a year. The High Court paperwork shows they now owe over £10,000 to the landlord. The sheriff's job today is clear-cut. They need to locate any possessions owned by the tenants. If they can find them, they can sell them. Once sold, any money they make will be put towards the arrears owed to the landlord.
There's a warrant here for £10,600. So what we're looking for is vehicles, antiques, paintings, things like that.
But first, they have to get in. Legally, on this type of High Court warrant, they can only gain access through an open door or window. And in this business, preparation is everything.
This is a scaling ladder. There you go, open window.
Their luck's in, but their payday depends on finding the tenant's valuable possessions.
Hello.
Figures based on court proceedings have revealed the extent of England's housing crisis. A report from the housing charity Shelter suggests that across the country, 1 in every 105 homes is at risk of repossession.
High Court enforcement officers Paul Bowhill and Steve Pinner have a warrant to recover rent arrears from the tenants of a country house in Essex.
There you go, open window.
They've got in, but no one's home.
Hello.
They're now on the hunt for possessions to seize and sell. If they can find enough goods, they might be able to clear the debt of over £10,000 owed to the landlord. The state of the rooms tell their own story.
The beds are all stripped. Bits are broken down.
They've moved out, haven't they?
There are signs of bits and pieces, but I don't know if this was to ward us off or not, but...
We did say in Essex there were people with guns and things.
With such a large property to hide valuables, Paul and Steve are having to search every square inch of the building. If they can't find what they're looking for, they won't earn a penny from this trip.
The way that we make money from this job is purely we paid a commission on the sums of money that we recover.
I had a very similar one to this in my workshop toilet about 30 years ago, and that wasn't worth anything either. Nice enough piano. Ted, I think it's the landlord's, but I know how it's supposed to look, but I can never get a sound out that makes any significance.
Their search is proving fruitless. There's nothing of major value in the main property, but within the extensive grounds is an outhouse.
Just found myself a boys' playground. The gentleman's toys. A little four-wheel quad and a 4x4 off-the-road buggy will all add up to make some substantial money towards what is outstanding.
The boys' toys are loaded into the van, but their value won't scratch the surface of the arrears.
Hang on a sec. Minor adjustments. Big adjustments.
There's nothing here of anything like the value to produce a response for the landlord's debt.
Don't want a trampoline, do you?
No. This has not been a good day.
With the clear-out done, it's the first chance for Carl, the landlord, to see the state of his property. He bought the house 10 years ago as an investment and relies on the rental income.
It takes between 5.5 and 6 months to get a tenant out while you are suffering financial loss and not getting paid rent, which you need. And therefore you have to borrow money yourself to tide you over this period. When these people were living here, they had absolutely no respect for this house or for any of the items in it.
Ah, so they've painted the room black.
I am a struggling landlord who needs the rental income. I'm head down and ploughing on. You know, that's all I can do.
Back on the road, the sheriffs plan to track down the missing tenants. It's their only chance of getting the rest of Carl's money back, and getting paid themselves.
The Samaritans have seen a marked increase in the number of calls answered from men about financial worries. Their survey says that 1 in 6 men who called the organisation last year had money problems. That's up 7% on the figures for 2012.
In the northwest, car repossession experts Mike Allenby and Terry Jones are driving through Liverpool. They're attempting to recover an expensive motor. It's a Jaguar X-Type. A brand new one has a list price of over £30,000. But no matter how high-spec your car, the same rules of repossession apply. If you don't pay, Mike and Terry can take it away.
Most expensive car we've repossessed, I would say a Bentley Continental, Aston Martin, Maserati.
The Jag has a return of goods order on it. It means the owner has defaulted on his repayments, and the finance company wants it back. For once, the address they've been given has come up trumps straight away.
This hasn't moved for a while, has it?
No, it hasn't moved for about a year.
Rubbish around the wheels, the cobwebs on the handles, the inside of the car, it's just not moved for any length of time at all.
It's a common situation. Expensive motors mean expensive repairs, and some owners simply give up.
It's a catch-22. They can't afford to fix the car, or they can't afford to make the payments. And if it's a bit of both, then the best thing to do is phone up the finance company and explain the situation.
Even with no response, the team can legally take the car as long as the finance company gives permission. But there's a problem.
Oh, hi, Trace. We've got the Jaguar, but some of these X-Types are all-wheel drive, and we can't tow it if it's all-wheel drive. Not even on a suspended lift, so we'll have to get recovery out. Because if we try and tow it, it'll damage the gearbox.
Mike knocks again. He's convinced someone's home.
There's somebody in. Because there's a little dog barking now. I just find it strange that the dog shuts up every now and then. People go to all sorts of lengths to avoid the debts. I mean, I've had people that pretend they're not in, and you can sit outside the house, and I've sat there for hours on end, and then the next thing, all of a sudden, somebody will come to the door, and then 5 people will walk out of the house. I've had people hide their cars in neighbours' garages. It's unbelievable the lengths people will go to avoid confronting their debts.
The plan to repossess the car rests on the arrival of a low loader. The team believe it will force the person hiding in the property to come out, so the job can be wrapped up.
If they come to the door, they give us the keys, we just go here and gone. Because the last thing you want to do is cause anybody an embarrassment or anything like that.
An hour and a half later, the low loader turns up. Sure enough, someone appears at the front door.
Paperwork. The sign for it. Is that okay? Yeah, of course it's okay. It's your stuff, mate. Yeah, not an issue at all. Take out whatever you need. I've got the son of this client to answer the door now. He's quite happy for us to take the vehicle. He's aware of the situation, so he's just asked if he can empty the car. All right, mate. Cheers. Thanks for your help.
It's all right.
This has been moved for a while. 1 down, 59 to go.
The Jag was later taken to auction to be sold. Back in London, Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner are hunting for some of the dozens of debtors facing High Court writs and warrants.
Where is he? I don't know, I think he's on holiday somewhere. I just live upstairs and I just did a cleaning.
You sure you're not?
But there's one case they can't let go. They're still after the tenants from the Essex mansion. The debt has now risen to over £12,000 with added High Court fees.
Well, it's as bad as it gets, really.
The father is in prison, convicted of fraud and obtaining property by deception.
He's been jailed for 3 years.
But his son is also named on the warrant. He's now the sheriff's only hope of recovering the money and getting paid. Tracking him down is proving difficult.
Hello?
Despite many calls, there's no answer. But Paul thinks he knows why. He's hoping a different phone with a different number will do the trick.
Hello? It's Paul Bowhill.
Hello, fella.
Is there any possibility of you coming up to the house now?
I can't do today. Give me a call later this week, but yeah, certainly I'll come on Monday.
OK, that's lovely. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye. Sounds quite chipper, doesn't he? Doesn't know what's waiting for him, though, because I intend to serve him with the statutory demand, which is a forerunner to bankruptcy in this case, to say, well, if you don't pay the £12,000 you owe the landlord in this case, we intend to bankrupt you.
It's been a month since their initial visit to Essex, and the sheriffs are heading back for their first encounter with the son. But it's not just Paul and Steve who are after him. The landlord's called the police.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
We are going to effect an arrest of the gentleman.
OK.
Taken to Braintree Police Station.
Right.
To answer an allegation of alleged theft from the premises, which has been received by the owner.
So we really need to serve our papers before they serve theirs.
Can you get him out of the van?
Yeah.
The son is on site, holed up in a neighbour's house. The police are keeping the driveway covered in case he makes a run for it. It's taken weeks, but finally Paul and the son come face to face.
It's me.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Paul. It's all right. I'm sorry about this.
No, do you want to...
Yeah, for me. Yeah.
Inside, he explains why they've been so keen to catch up with him.
He would want to pursue you to the verge of bankruptcy. This is the start of, like, the end of the nightmare, if you like.
Yeah.
But the son has his own version of events.
I was never actually on the agreement, the rental agreement.
I have got the paperwork. I'll show you.
Despite all Paul's documents being in order, he is refusing to pay up.
But he's wobbling a bit now, isn't he?
Sorry?
He's wobbling a bit now.
The sheriffs are left with no option but to serve the bankruptcy papers.
Steve? Yeah. Can you just... This is Steve, my wingman.
Hey.
The police are here and they might well, like, arrest you and take you away.
Can you very kindly ask
that
I see them around the back?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'll ask them to come round. You're not going to run away, are you?
I'm still a bit pissed from last night, so I don't think I can run anywhere without falling over, if I'm honest.
The police finally move in to arrest the son for the alleged theft. They've got their man, but for now, Paul and Steve are leaving empty-handed.
We don't earn anything out of this job because it's purely commission-based. So it's a waste of a day to us, but it doesn't matter, we've still wrapped it up. We've done what we can do. So if on my tombstone it says we did what we could, that tells the whole story.
You think you'll have enough money for a tombstone?
No. But I could get one on a credit card before I die.
It's another day, and Paul and Steve are swapping the city streets of London for Somerset. It's a long way from their usual patch, but 3 jobs have come up in the same town.
Heading off to the west in the sunshine. Well, maybe not the sunshine, but still heading west.
Getting results for all 3 could make it a big payday.
Happy days.
But they've no idea if the gamble will be worth it. Enforcement officers Paul and Steve have travelled to Somerset armed with 3 High Court warrants. Today, they could end up collecting thousands of pounds worth of possessions from multiple debtors. The first job is to recover valuables from a man who owes over £16,000 to a firm of solicitors. He's offered to pay the money back in instalments, but they've turned him down. Instead, they want his possessions seized and sold.
Oh, at last.
The amount we're pursuing today is £16,500. Inevitably, when we get there, he will tell us his tale of woe.
But behind every tough response, there's also understanding.
I have had financial problems years ago, which were my own fault. Really, with a business, I didn't keep my eye on it. Having been in the position myself, I now understand how people get into debt, whereas before, I didn't.
On an occasion like this, we won't actually leave a letter because it might spook them. We'll just come back later.
A car is parked on the driveway. If it's the debtors, Paul and Steve can seize and sell it.
I've photographed the car.
You have?
Yeah.
I mean, that car's probably worth less than £1,000, so it's not going to knock the spots off this. So we'll come back.
With over £16,000 to recover, the sheriffs need to talk to the debtor and find some substantial assets. Otherwise, they'll face another day without pay. While they wait, they have other debts to chase in the local area.
We're trying to track down.
That was his personal mobile number.
Stevie's now looking for him on Facebook.
If they get what they're after, they could recover over £30,000 of debts.
We're from the High Court in London. We're trying to enforce a warrant.
But so far, the Somerset trip is looking like a non-starter.
Oh, a long day again, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
7-hour journey from London to Bridgewater.
Gotta walk quicker.
Yeah.
Before they head home, there's one last chance to get paid. They're returning to the debtor who owes over £16,000 to a firm of solicitors.
Looks like the television's on. Hello? 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 I'm a High Court enforcement officer, and I wonder when we could have a speak with him.
He's not actually here, he's working away.
He's working away?
Yeah, that's his number.
OK, lovely.
All right?
When will he be home?
He's not due back till December.
December?
We've had some quite hilarious circumstances where people converse through letterboxes and where we've fed paperwork in and out through letterboxes and had some really unconstructive conversations.
Hi there, my name's Steve Pinner. I'm a High Court enforcement officer. I've just spoken to your wife at home, and the bottom line is I have a writ for monies outstanding against you.
Yeah.
Can you pay it?
No, not at all. I made them an offer and they rejected it. So then I went down the route of declaring myself bankrupt, which I didn't bother doing because I was hoping they were going to see common sense. And we had a solicitor in Manchester deal with it, which in the morning I will be getting onto them, which you'll probably then get a phone call telling you a date of when I'm going to court to declare myself bankrupt.
There are two views on people who go bankrupt. Those who are forced into it and those who do it for the sheer hell of it. Those that scam, rip off people. So I don't have a very high opinion of those. But obviously the ones that are actually unfortunate enough to be made bankrupt through what could be a mistake on their behalf on the way they've lived or worked, you know, you've got to feel sorry for them. So you haven't declared yourself bankrupt as yet?
No.
OK.
If the man declares himself bankrupt, there'll be no payout for the sheriffs. They need to seize any assets they can right now. But his wife won't let them in, and they can't break in. Their last hope is the car.
I'm going to seize the car in front of the drive as part payment towards this debt.
I didn't buy it. It was bought by my wife.
OK. Can I just ask you to contact your wife and ask her if she wouldn't mind just showing me the proofs? I'm quite happy to accept that if that is the case.
Yeah.
OK, could you call your wife? Thank you.
You've got two choices on that. You know, we'll either get a recovery truck out, smash the window, get it on the truck, you know, the usual story, really.
You enjoy your job?
It's a job I do.
Yeah. And you sleep well at night?
OK.
Yeah. This is a piece of paper. It says that car belongs to me. Any good or no?
OK. All right. I do understand that your husband has spoken to the solicitors, but you must understand from our point that it's obviously been through the courts and they decided in their wisdom against your husband. So that's why we're instructed to come and collect.
Oh, what a job. How do I become an officer like you? Because it sounds a wonderful job. Do you know what I say? There's like different forms of scum in life, but you're just a higher class one.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Pond scum, that really... I don't know why that really upset me. I've never been called pond scum in my life before. You must understand from our point of view that somebody is owed a debt. It's only words and, you know, they're angry, so you just let them get on with it. Hello?
Have you talked to my wife?
She proved the car was hers, that's fine. I accept that.
Yeah.
When you get your bankruptcy papers, give me a call and send me a copy of the papers. If you do that, you might not see me again. Well, you haven't seen me yet, I know, but your wife might not see me again. So, do we agree on that?
Yeah.
All right, then. Thank you very much for the call.
Thanks.
Bye. When you don't get paid for a job, it's disheartening because you may have travelled 100 miles to go somewhere, knock on somebody's door, and there's nothing there. So if you don't get paid, the job, you don't get anything. It's either get paid or don't get paid.
পানি আনবে গেছে পাঠাবো আর একজনে পাঠাবো